They have to always lie to make black people guilty. The first lie didn't work when they said she stole the Panthers. This video, she paying for the Panthers. They came up with another lie and said she tried to run them over. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie.
Salute, happy, thankful, thriving, throwback Thursday. I'm working on my consistency. I wasn't feeling so great. I laid in bed for a minute. Now I got my coffee and I'm ready to work on my content. I'll be with you shortly. This is a Faceless Live today.
I don't want to hear that shit. Like for an hour moving with cold, bro. Hey, easy. We moving on cold, bro. So keep all that negative shit on your side. But like I said, I saw a lot of albums out there for all one, bro. But we gotta find some other ways. We have to, man. Our people gotta start making diapers and shit. For real, you know. You a black owned business, you make diapers, hey, put that shit in my comment section. You got your own grocery store, put that shit in my comment section, bro. That's what my channel is for. My channel is for my people to promote your business in my comment section. Because because a lot of people didn't even know that we have black owned beauty salons, beauty supply stores. A lot of our people just do that. So it's not even a boycott, bro. I don't know why I said that. I saw a video on it said this is a transfer of wealth. That's it. Our black dollar is the strongest fucking dollar, bro. You know that shit. So that's why when you start talking about this boycott stuff, they'll give you a commercial and they'll put Michael Jackson on it. They'll put Whitney Houston voice on it because they're trying to bring us in. No, we ain't falling for the media no more, bro. What's that, bro? Shout out to you, always supporting. We ain't falling for that shit no more, bro. If you own some type of business that our people need, put it in the comment section, man. That's what we doing. Like, it's no more hiding. We have to support each other. We have to.
Good afternoon. I'm Factz. I'm preparing my content. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I usually don't get a lot of people on here. I'm fairly new here. New making content. I am a poet. I discuss hot topics and deep conversations, mental health awareness, healthy lifestyle, protect our kids, parenting, to name a few. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I thank God that we came out on top. They did a little putting their feet to the ground, boots on the ground. They trying to block our vote. We matter. And we're going to come out on top. We're going to come out through this, the righteous people. And I am a believer in Jesus Christ. I'm a single mother of young men's,
1 year old baby.
not YNs, young men's.
You are, bro.
And without Jesus, I cannot do this.
That's all I'm gonna say.
So give me a minute. I'm about to prepare my content.
We in this next part.
One of my YouTubers are live right now, so unfortunately I'm a little late because his content is essential. So I am listening to a little bit of his live right now.
They was protecting
Introvert rock
They
star.
said his name. They was protecting
Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for liking the live. If you feel that the content that I bring after you look at my page is essential, do share it out to others. It motivates me to do more. And I'm working on my consistency. I got out that bed, talked to my twin, and she told me, drink you some coffee, listen to some nature. And I got out that bed. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Give me a few seconds. I'm gonna start with a poem. And before I even start this poem, I want to say this is all a legend. I don't need nobody to be trying to sue me or whatever. All these things I say is allegedly, but read between the lines. I'll be right back with this poem. Thank you all for voting. I appreciate that. Let me get myself together. Sipping on this coffee. Coffee and conversations. Be with you shortly. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the one who liked my live. I really appreciate it. Support is everything. And I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. Before I get started on anything, I want to say to the men, you matter. You matter. And those who have sons, check on your sons. Check on a man. Check on your strong friends. I do know that some of our men do not get enough support. They don't get shown enough love. This Father's Day, make sure you call a male and tell them you love them and that they matter. Even if you can't buy a gift, do show some love to a man. Okay, I'm going to do this poem right quick. And I have a couple of them. I suppose took some time out to do another one. I haven't made time yet. Okay, all this is a legend. I have to say that again. Okay, I did part 1. It should be on this platform of my poem. It's called Where I Reside. This is part 2 and part 1. Let me turn down this live right quick that I'm listening to. I'm a quality engager and a strong supporter, so I'm trying to look at this live while I do my live. Okay, where I reside. Where I reside, there's money for war, little room for inmates. Officers escape conviction. I'm sorry. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, please? I'm start over. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Where I reside, there's money for war, little room for inmates. Officers escape convictions. Parents are in suspension. Men are in lack. You best watch your back. And don't start with morals. You might find yourself under attack. Where I reside, people sell their body and soul for crack and stacks. The health system push pills and surgery. Will we ever heal for real? Where I reside, everyone claims to be a Christian or some type of religion. These same religious people take you for a ride. No guilt, no shame, people going insane. I ask you, is our living in vain? Where I reside, the government is a pimp. Human beings go missing. Food have become hazardous and or minimum. CDC, CPS is a mess. Situation that should shock the nation. Where are the children? Gone, unlike inflation. Poem. Okay. I don't see a lot of people in here. When I get more people in here, I'll do my part 2. I want to read a little bit of this book. I have been reading this book. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming by. And I thank you for those two who like my live. I appreciate it. It motivates me to make more content and talk about real conversations. Revealed how God makes himself known. I just want to read a little bit from this. I know we have believers and we have unbelievers. However, even through my depression, I still believe in God. And if you haven't, read the book of Job. Reading the book of Job matters. Job, whichever one you want to, however you want to pronounce it. And I'm not going to start at the beginning because if you've been connecting with me, then you have already heard some of this book. But I will read this part. And again, this is revealed how God makes himself known. See, we bring children into this world. However, we cannot give them heaven or hell, but we can give them Jesus and let them make their decision. We always used to say, choose ye this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, I will serve the Lord. Now when I say that, my house is my body, my mind, my spirit, because I'm accountable for me. I'm accountable for telling someone about Jesus. However, as they used to say, I can lead you to the water, but I cannot make you drink it. So, back to the context. Reveal how God makes himself known. Let me turn down this device. It's kind of interrupting me. The oceans are speaking general revelation. Do you believe in God? If so, how do you know he exists? People have discussed these matters for centuries, even millennia. Philosophers and theologians have used fancy language and sometimes hard-to-follow conversations, leaving many of us tuned out and overwhelmed. But curiosity is difficult to kill. A surefire way to draw conversational partners at your local coffee shop. for example, is to raise the subject of God. Few people have no opinion on the matter. Many people are game for sounding out the nature of reality in one conversation. This is a big task. Small wonder that big subjects and large amounts of caffeine often go hand in hand. Christians believe that we can begin searching out these matters with what we call general revelation, truth about God that anyone can see, as we will in this section. The created world tells us two things in particular: God is powerful, and the consciousness is real. We turn to these discoveries now. Okay, general revelation is a term used to refer to how God reveals himself in ways available to all humanity. Primarily, general revelation, good afternoon, refers to God's revelation of himself in all creation, including the gifts he has given human beings, such as reason, emotion, and conscience. Through our ability to understand general revelation, though our ability to understand general revelation is limited by the world's brokenness, our limitations, and our sin, it remains true that creation is built by God in such a way that it points to him. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaim his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to day reveals knowledge. Anyone interested in this book, it's the Discover series, Reveal How God Makes Himself Known. Okay, and I'm going to read this part right here. The New Testament builds upon this starting point, introducing sinful humanity's great need for the saving grace of God. The Apostle Paul teaches us this principle directly in Romans 1:18 through 20. Thank you for joining me. I'm Factz from Atlanta. If you want to get more insight on who I am and what it is that I do, check out some of my content. If you like the live, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me bring more essential content and real conversations. Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Don't forget to show a man some love, a kind text, or voicemail. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth. For what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them. For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and the divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made, so they are without excuse. Okay, and I'm going to read one more part of this book because I don't want to keep going back. But when I talk to people who may not have been here, I want them to know what I'm really talking about. But if you go back to my content, then you will see some of this knowledge on reveal how God makes himself known. Okay, so I'm going to say this part of this text, and then I'm going to go back to the part 2 of my poem, Where I Reside. I'm going to try to allow more people to come in before I say that part 2. So I may repeat part 1 first. Okay, suddenly in the 1st century AD, God began speaking anew. He sends John the Baptist, who tells the Jewish people that they are not left without hope. God begins speaking anew. He sends John the Baptist, who tells the Jewish people that they are not without hope. Their Messiah is coming. The focus of this renewed revelation is squarely on one person, the God man, Jesus Christ, the true Son of God. The true Son of God. Pay attention to that. Don't let that go over your head. Jesus Christ, the true Son of God, born of the Virgin Mary, following Jesus' ascension to heaven. Jesus' followers preach the gospel, plant churches, and write their God-inspired letters and accounts. These documents form the bedrock of the New Testament, the second and last major section of the Bible. The Bible, the finished and the final revelation of God, is composed of 2 testaments and 66 documents that we call books, 39 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament, written by numerous authors. Amen. Okay, so when I come back on here, I'll be reading Is the Bible Trustworthy? Because I don't want to keep backtracking. Anyone who have missed the first parts of this information, it's in my content. And usually you can look at my my topics or my descriptions, and that's how you can find what I'm speaking on, because I do not have an exact niche. If I had to pick a niche, it will probably be in the arena of, let me see. Love, hope, and discernment. Because I talk about many topics. Most of the things I talk about is my own life experience. Okay, so again, this is Reveal How God Makes Himself Known. So the first part would have been We Are Not Alone. The second part would have been The Oceans Are Speaking, General Revelation. 3 would be God Being Slow, Special Revelation. 4, Addressing Challenges to the Bible. And when I come back on here, I will be on Is the Bible Trustworthy? Understanding. Okay, so I'm going to fold that up. People are coming in and going out. Yeah, I did have, that's awesome. I did have 86 people that voted yes. Do you vote? They said yes, and 14% said no. And that's fine. One thing that I've learned, that everyone have a right to their opinion. Me personally, I did not vote in the last election that just came or went by. I will be possibly voting in the next one, more than likely. However, I judge by the contents of people's character, not the color of their skin. And when I do that, I find that it makes sense to do your own research on people. And if you hear negative things about people, do research on that as well. Because more than one person is telling you something negative about someone. And I thank you, the person that's still here, I really appreciate you. Because time is something that you don't get back. So as I was saying, I do my own research, and some people, if they go by my content, they really won't, some of them will not understand me, but I pray that God give people understanding. But it's because of the research and knowledge that I have, it's the way I walk in where I walk in, or I walk the way I do. And as I said, per my understanding and knowledge, there are 3 presidents that are questionable. I'm saying it like that. But the water is dirty. And as he said, drain the swamp. And as I say, start with Trump. It is what it is, allegedly. Okay, the first part of my poem, Where I Reside, I said that earlier, so this will be part 2 of Where I Reside. I was going to wait for more people to get in here, but however, time is valuable. Like I said, coming where I'm from, ladies are taken for granted, unappreciated, undervalued, and manipulated. Likewise, men value is conditional, earned through his ability to provide, achieve, and secure resources, e.g., income status. Men most constantly, men must constantly prove their worth. Then, if he can't, she tells him it won't work. Where I reside, pay is not enough to support your family. Insufficient compensation. Unemployed. Disengaged. They call us lazy and enraged. Well, girls just want to have fun before their life is done. Are we done in by the system? The devil is a lie. God is willing. Jesus is willing and able. He has and will turn these tables. Where I reside, we recognize the tides, the regular alternating rise and fall, the gravitational pull. Celebrities are individuals. A-list, I will not speak on your name. Famous or not, you get a spot or dismissed. Reject God, neglect, disrespect, refuse to repent, wicked, duplicate, reciprocate, initiate. Where I reside, they conceal, camouflage, and withhold. Rise up, America. You are sold. Poem, Where I Reside. And that was Where I Reside, part 2. Again, I thank you for listening. I'm not closing out my live yet. I'm just about to get to the next thing, which is back on my topic, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental health, healthy lifestyle, rebuilding, growth, elevation, surrendering. All this goes hand in hand. I will be live for a minute today. I will be in and out. However, I will be here.
Now, his face should be all over the news. What Fox at? What CBS at? Where all these YouTubers at that they were talking down on criminal? Why are they not talking about a cop that murdered a 1-year-old baby? What Fox at? That's him right there. Hunter Foster, bro. Now, racist Caucasian people, they'll talk shit about black people when they accuse us of anything. But notice this. When they people do anything like murder a 1-year-old baby, they quiet. They quiet. The raccoons, they quiet. Notice. And I don't care if the baby was white, black, Mexican, Asian. I don't care, bro. It's a 1-year-old. It's a baby, dog. Notice how no racist Caucasian people is speaking about this. Go on YouTube. when they accuse us of anything, they gonna blast you all day, every day. They blast Carmelo all day, every day. But what about this cop? What Fox talking about now? Oh, they need Christians, right? But they ain't talking about this. They not talking about the Epstein files. I know this.
I agree with him. That's how you know when you're messing with real people.
Teenagers, babies.
A lot of these people, they're not talking about the Epstein files. They're not talking about the missing children. They're not talking about the Carmelo Anthony case. They're not talking about the twins.
So this is the cop that murdered the 1-year-old baby.
I can go on and on.
And all the news media outlets are trying to protect
They're not talking about
They are trying to protect him.
people that are being arrested for assaulting children that continue to do it, and they let them out with a pat on the hand.
If you know, you know.
Another thing, listening to him just really making me think about something else I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to find out, and I'm having a hard time with this. It may be one, it may be two. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out why I haven't heard any churches talking about any of this. I mean, they don't have to stay on the topic. However, I mean, let us know, where are you in this? I walked downtown to the Capitol. None of my friends on the FB, Instagram, Threads, I really can't say who if any of my friends are on there, because I'm rarely on there. TikTok, my content is on there, but I'm not really on there. I'm on a back page. I might go through there and see what's going on. But I can honestly say I didn't hear anyone talking about it. And when I went on there and I asked, do anyone from Atlanta want to march? You know, when they did the march in Texas, I asked this. When they did the march, before then I asked this. When they did the march in Atlanta, Allie Carter did a march with Allie's Army. Unfortunately, I missed that one. However, when I got ready to do the one here in the comments, I asked anyone in Georgia, we can do one in Georgia. No one said anything. No one said nothing. I heard nothing from anyone. I did get one person to inbox me, and they said they was gonna come. When I got down there to Centennial Park, it was beautiful too. I went by CNN, where I used to work at for 3 years, lead housekeeper. Took me a picture too, you know, memories is everything. It was some good there, it was some bad there. But God brought me through there for them three years and some change. It was more good than bad. However, I walked through there. I walked over there at the little park where they have the little ride set. I walked over there by the theater where they have rappers or whoever to come. And I can't really think of the name, but I think it's called the Tabernacle. I walked by there and everything. I took pictures. I even had one person I was trying to take, because I had no one to go with me. And I wanted to take a picture of my poster. I didn't have really, I did last minute. I decided I was determined I was going to go. I didn't really have, make the time, but I did make a poster. And I wrote on it, and I took my granddaughter's picture and I pasted it on there. I'm proud of my granddaughter and her art. She do very well for her age. So anyway, someone did offer to take a picture of me, because they noticed that I was trying to take a picture holding my poster by the water, which was really nice of them. And see, that's why I say I never have been the type to judge by the color of skin, but by the contents of character, because those people that did that for me, it wasn't nobody that looked like me. Most of the people that looked like me, some of them were looking at me like I was crazy. Really, the ones who did speak up was most of the homeless population. You know, and when I saw them, it really broke my heart to see them downtown like that. But I went on. I was determined. I did what I said I was going to do. I walked up to the state capitol. I walked to the city hall. I walked around by the Atlanta Public Schools building, and I came back around. And I decided to be down there like about an hour. I walked down there where underground used to be. There was some officers right there. I stopped and talked to the security officers. One of them, both of them told me they're Team Trump. And I asked, okay, so what made him the person that you want to support or whatnot? And one guy told me he gave to some colleges or something like that. And I was like, I don't know anything about that. I said, but I can tell you, far as me and my people, he's done nothing but been against us. So that was his opinion and his choice, though. But I still want to let him know my opinion and my thoughts on that. And it's good to have conversation with someone about their opinion and their thoughts and their choices, and not to argue. It's good to have a real decent conversation. Real conversations like that matter. And I've been thinking about that ever since. I want to go back down there. But yeah, I don't hear too many churches talking about this. And if you are a part of a church, if you come across this content, I would say at your church, ask your pastor, ask your church members, why have we not talked about or discussed this Epstein files, children missing every other day, people being found by a tree, it's just, I feel like we're doing ourselves a disservice if we're not talking about these real, essential conversations, real topics, hot topics, not who wore what kind of dress last night to the gala and to the Trump event, but where are the children? And that if people are saying these things are happening, like, why are so many people saying that things are happening that are not happening? Because I can almost guarantee you, all these people are not making this up. Like when they said children was maybe under a tunnel, allegedly children are under a tunnel, they said, oh, something wrong with her, something wrong with these people who keep saying this. But if you look into your search bar, it's a slippery slope, and guess what? It's a rabbit hole, like they say. But you will find more people discussing this, definitely more than the church, definitely more than the White House. And you know why? It's because allegedly some of them are guilty of assault, like an underage children, taking advantage of ladies, being a crook, as they say. And that's why they don't want to discuss it, because they're guilty as charged, or they're affiliated with these type of people who throw a rock and hide their hands, that pretend to love or like others. You have people at these jobs and these positions that don't even like people that look like me, but they can pretend long enough to get that green. See, they don't like brown, black, pecan, melanated, or whatever you want to call us, but they like that so-called in God we trust. Look at your money. Look at all of it. See who's on there. Google the person that's on your money. In God, do they really trust? Do you really trust? For me, I trust in God. I believe in men. I trust in God. I believe in men. I trust in God. And when I say men, I mean human beings. You know, men. In the Bible, it say men. I believe in men. I trust in God.
The propaganda can only affect people who not really outside. So sometimes you gotta get on a bus or a train, bro, and just go. And just go and see shit for what it really is. And when you see it like that, bro, it's the reason why racist Caucasian people, they have to be racist. They have to be. It's the reason why they not having kids, bro. When they having kids with black men. The white women are having kids with black men. They not having kids with the white man. So that's why they doing all this crazy shit, bro. They not having kids with their own people. And all these other races are taking over slowly. I'm telling you, man. Woo! Like I always say, bro, the game is cold. That's why they always so angry. That's why you always see them in the comment section. They so angry, bro. They losing. After all this stuff they did to ruin the world, they still losing. Damn. The game is cold, bro. Man, look, man, rest in peace to that baby, man, and to that family. Hope they get their justice, bro. Sue Walmart because they lied. Once again, you must have victim. Oh, man. Jason, bro, come on, bro. Don't nobody play victim like racist Caucasian people, bro. When it comes to war, oh, they trying to destroy America. Come on, bro. Y'all been playing the victim. It's just now in 2026, black people calling y'all out and you don't like it. Hey, bro, I'm out. Y'all take care. I got a video dropping tomorrow. Hey, like I say, shop.
All right, all right. Mental health awareness. Men's mental health awareness. Mental breakdown, nervous breakdown. You should obtain a mental evaluation. When to obtain an evaluation. Those are the other things that I want to talk about. Mental breakdown and or nervous breakdown, and when should you obtain an evaluation. This is a rewind for those who may have missed it. You should obtain a mental evaluation if you experience persistent emotional or behavior changes lasting more than a few weeks, or if mental health symptoms such as depression, anxiety, or altered sleep patterns begin to interfere with your ability to work, attend school, or manage daily relationships. Okay? You should obtain a mental evaluation or an psychological evaluation if you experience persistent emotional or behavior changes lasting more than a few weeks, or if mental health symptoms such as depression, anxiety, or altered sleep patterns begin to interfere with your ability to work, attend school, or manage daily relationships. This for somebody, this for everybody. Because if this does not resonate with you, it can be a loved one and or someone you know. A mental health evaluation is also necessary in the following situations: crisis or suicidal, if you are experiencing thoughts of self-harm or a severe mental health crisis, trauma or loss, following a recent traumatic event, severe loss, or if dealing with new distressing thoughts. Unexplained physical symptoms. When experiencing physical issues like a racing heart, dizziness, or chronic pain that doctors cannot trace to a physical cause. Substance abuse. If you are struggling with drugs or alcohol use or addictive behaviors. Pre-surgical requirements. Many medical procedures such as bariatric surgery or spinal cord stimulator implants require a pre-surgical psychological assessment. Legal and educational needs. Evaluations are often requested. Okay, I'm gonna read over that again once I get someone on this platform. Before I leave this live, I want to leave you with this information. It's essential and it's needed. Someone may can relate, or they can share it to someone that may need it. The lows of major depressive episodes. Depressive episodes. Depressive phases are marked by intense sadness, lack of motivation, and fatigue. Persistent sadness, feeling empty, hopeless, or tearful. Loss of interest, no longer finding pleasure in hobbies or activities. Fatigue, severe loss of energy, making daily tasks feel overwhelming. Sleep and appetite changes. Sleeping too much or too little. Unexpected weight loss or weight gain. Cognitive fog. Trouble concentrating, remembering things, or making simple decisions. Other features, mixed episodes, experiencing symptoms of both mania and depression simultaneously. I'm going to say that again. Mixed episodes, experiencing symptoms of both mania and depression simultaneously. High energy alongside severely depressed mood is what that means. Okay, I'm going to read this again. The lows of major depressive episodes. 1, persistent sadness, feeling empty, hopeless, or tearful. 2, loss of interest, no longer finding pleasure in hobbies or activities. 3, fatigue, severe loss of energy, making daily tasks feel overwhelming. Sleep and appetite changes, sleeping too much or too little. Unexpected weight loss or weight gain. Cognitive fog, trouble concentrating, remembering things, or making simple decisions. I can say I am and have experienced all of these. Now, I'm not experiencing all of these at this time. However, other features, mixed episodes, experiencing symptoms of both mania and depressive. I'm sorry, let me do that again. Other features, mixed episodes, experiencing symptoms of both mania and depression simultaneously. Meaning high energy alongside a severely depression mood. I think I'm rushing on this speaking. Let me go back. Experiencing symptoms of both mania and depression simultaneously. At the same time. High energy alongside a severely depressed mood. Psychosis, a severe break from reality that can occur during manic or depressive episodes, such as experiencing kind of missed that part. Let me see. Okay, that's the part I kind of missed out, but I'm gonna say, however, look up psychosis and you'll get more insight. Okay, a psychosis is a severe break from reality that can occur during manic or depressive episodes, such as experiencing hallucinations. I'm working on pronouncing words and speaking more fluently. I kind of get high-toned sometimes, but I'm work in progress. Psychosis, a severe break from reality that can occur during manic or depressive episodes, such as experiencing hallucinations. Hallucinations. Okay, that's psychosis. I have talked about bipolar disorder and its symptoms and causes. What is bipolar disorder and its symptoms and treatment? So if you want more insight on that, you can refer back to my content, and there's a breakdown. Okay, when I come back on here, I'll be talking about discussing how to manage your triggers. And I will be speaking again on what is a mental or nervous breakdown. I'm Factz. See you when I see you. Have a blessed, thriving, thankful Throwback Thursday. I'm out.